what's up, everybody? This Eve, man, coming at y'all, man, for Hit the Sled. Once again, man, I'm coming back. We on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check me out, Hit the Sled, man. I appreciate y'all joining me, man. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Once again, subscribe, man. Follow me, man. Subscribe to my site on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. And follow me on Facebook, man. I appreciate y'all, man. All the value, man. Pass the word around. I'm coming at you, man. So I truly appreciate it, man. Thanks for the follow. But as we get started on today's episode, it's going to be about the shocking win by Coach Prime down there in Dallas, beating TCU. Man, what a performance. What a performance by Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes, man. Man, watching that video, watching that game, man, I was just thinking to myself, man, what a hell of a moment we going through right now. We watching Coach Prime take a 1-11 team from the depths of ineptitude in college football, and we seeing something where in about 6 to 8 months he was rebuilding this squad to what they did Saturday down at TCU. Man, Coach Prime did a hell of a job. Did a phenomenal job coaching them boys up, coaching them kids up, man. It was a tremendous job. And one of the things you got to ask yourself, how did it happen? How did Coach Prime do it? And the first thing we got to talk about is, I know everybody watched those videos that his son puts out on YouTube, Well Off Media, the other people that's along with them, the videos they put out about showing Coach Prime coming out in front of the team, giving those speeches and stuff like that. The first thing you got to understand, man, those speeches are not just speeches. A lot of those speeches are about mental development, building confidence in them young boys, man, getting them youngins to believe in what he was selling them, what he was trying to get them to believe in about the process of doing what they did on Saturday. That the process of what he did is something that it takes time to develop. It takes time. But one of the things people are not giving Coach Prime credit on is the mental development. Building those kids' confidence. Letting them know, hey, y'all can do this. If y'all listen to what I'm telling y'all, y'all can do this. As someone who sat in those seats as them youngsters all those years ago, when I played college football, listen to your coach talk about how you can go about doing something, how you can go about getting a job done. At the time you listen to it, sometimes you might joke and say, man, what the hell is he talking about? But sometimes what he be saying actually get you motivated. And as we sit on the other side of that screen watching Coach Prime talk to those kids about whatever issue it might be. It could be anything as far as when he first got there, as far as how they gonna respect women, how he's not gonna tolerate anybody disrespecting, calling any woman out their name. That's one thing. Going back to even today, talking about how it's personal with the game next to Nebraska. He's not just giving them words to think about. He's giving them a message, something for them to think about, something for them to develop their mindset to do whatever he's asking them to do. So for me, seeing what I saw, it made me think back to what he was doing all those weeks, all those days and weeks and months where he was talking to them, slowly building them up, giving them that personal mental development for them to be able to have confidence, for them to do what they went about trying to do. The second thing what he did, man, was the physical development. You have to give the strength and conditioning staff at Colorado. That's one of the things a lot of people don't talk about. But one of the most important things of any football program is the strength and conditioning coach. It's not just the guy that's lifting weights, the guy that's showing you what routines to use, what type of weightlifting you supposed to do, how much weight you should be doing, that type of stuff. It ain't just that. It's the nutrition part of it. That also, and the conditioning, the science behind it. Compared to when we was playing, compared when I was out there playing college football to where it is now, it's night and day. Them youngsters came from Colorado, man, in altitude where I've never been to Colorado, but I'm sure it wasn't as hot as it was in Dallas. And for them youngsters to go out there and for them to have the game that they had where they were well conditioned, they were prepared for the heat. They even though they were in altitude where I'm sure it's not as hot. It's nowhere near as hot as it was in Dallas. I didn't remember seeing people cramp. I didn't see people dealing with heat exhaustion. I didn't see people tapping their heads conditioning wise, saying that they weren't ready to go. That's a testament to the strength and conditioning staff. They did a tremendous job. Them brothers down there. They did a tremendous job getting them kids ready, conditioning wise, and that's a testament to Coach Prime. He was able to hire the right people for that particular job. That's something that you don't really hear about. That was a big thing, because I bet you all the money in the world that TCU, they didn't believe that they would Colorado would come down there and be ready to go as they were. I bet you they didn't think it. And when them boys came out there and they didn't have no slack, they weren't exhausted, they weren't tired, and that's the thing I noticed. I said to myself, I didn't see nobody going out the field on cramping. I ain't see none of that. I didn't see nobody tapping their heads, acting like they gas, other than it being the first game of the year, where naturally you're gonna be tired because of the pace of the game, the exertion, moving around. I'm playing full speed. It ain't just practice no more. You're gonna be winded because it's your first game, because you got to get game condition. It's a difference between being in practice shape and being in game shape. It's two different things. When you in practice shape, you can go through a normal practice, but when you in game shape, that first game, I remember, man, midway that third quarter, you try like looking around like, man, it's hot out there. You looking around, you like, man, what's going on? Am I gonna be able to make it? But they did, and they were able to play at a high level. So you have to credit Coach Prime's strength and conditioning staff, because they did a phenomenal job getting the boys ready to deal with that heat, and then for them to be ready to play that first game. That's a tremendous job by them. The third reason why I say this happened was the football development. Fellas, everybody, they were well coached. Those kids were well coached. They knew what was going on, and not only that, the reason why I also stressed they were well coached. Look at the penalties. They only had 6 penalties for 35 yards. That's phenomenal for a new coach, integrating a lot of people, transfers coming in, different people coming in, and he was able to mend them together, and for them to be able to do what they did. To only have 6 penalties, that's phenomenal. That is phenomenal for them to be able to do that. That's a testament to Coach Prime and his coaching. Did a tremendous job. Not only that, they were well prepared for TCU. Yes, TCU scored a lot of points. A lot of those points came in the second half. Circumstance behind it and stuff like that. But they were prepared. And offensively, they were prime. The offense, Colorado offense, was well prepared. They had a plan. They knew exactly how to attack TCU, where to attack them, and how to attack them, and when to call different plays. That's the testament to the offensive coordinator, who's a former head coach at Kent State. Now, folks, I want everybody to sit back and think about this. Here's a man that was the head coach of a D1 football program. Now, it wasn't a Power 5. It wasn't the top of the line D1 program at a D1 conference, say, for instance, like a Pac-10, Pac-12. I'm dating myself, just say Pac-10. Pac-12, the Big Ten, SEC. No, he was at Kent State mid-major. He was at a mid-major program. However, He left his position as a head coach to go with Coach Prime. Think about that. Coach Prime was able to convince this man to say, man, listen, that head coaching job, you can do bigger and better. If you want to do that, come work for me. Come work with me. And I'm going to tell y'all something, man. They were prepared. They were prepared. They were ready to go. They had a plan. They knew exactly what they had to do. They knew what they were supposed to do. And not only that, whenever TCU made adjustments, the coaches were able to make adjustments along with them. So they were always kind of like ahead of the curve. They were always able to make plays to be able to win that game. That's phenomenal. That's a testament to Coach Prime to be able to identify the right coaches. See, a lot of times I tell a lot of my friends this: being a leader is not only standing in front of the room giving rah-rah speeches, but you got to be able to hire the right people. You have to be able to identify talent. You got to be able to see somebody say, he can do it. He can get the job done. And that's important. You got to be able to put the right people around you. And from what I've seen after game one, seemed like Coach Prime might have came upon that. He might have been able to find the right person, the right people, to hire the right people to surround himself. And another thing, he's letting them do their job. He's not micromanaging them. He's letting them do their work. He hired them for a reason. He's doing it. He's giving them the latitude for them to do what they need to do. Defensively, they made plays when it was time to make plays. It seems like defensively they're a work in progress. They made plays. They forced some turnovers, which is a testament to nowadays football. One of the things I want to have people understand is about football, the way, especially defensively, the way football is now. Football is not defensive football like it was when we were kids growing up. It's not that way anymore. Where you could just totally shut offensive down, 5 first downs the whole game, 0 points, 150 yard total offense. Them days over. You can't do that. Can't do that no more. Defense now is played. It's all about forcing turnovers and also red zone defense, making people kick field goals, stopping people from moving up and down the field. That's really, really difficult in nowadays football, especially with the rules like it is. It's difficult for you to be able to do that. However, if you're able to let them drive between the field, limit touchdowns, very, 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 very important. Limit people touchdowns, make them kick field goals. If you make them kick field goals, you got a chance. And stopping them in between the series, meaning that between the game, you're not shutting everybody down. But if you get 2, 3 stops a game, stops a game, and you score touchdowns, then that league can expand. And turnovers is another key. Gotta get turnovers in nowadays football because it's too difficult just to randomly shut people down. You're not gonna be able to do that. And they did that. They made plays at the end of the game when they needed to. That's a testament to them, man. That's a testament to Colorado, man. So once again, there was a lot of defensive plays that were made out there where you could clearly see they were well coached. They were well coached. They knew how to play the zone defenses, how the zone defenses work, how the drops, everything was coordinated. Yes, they blew some of them. And that's okay. They got stuff they got to work on, but they did a hell of a job. Man. So, in my opinion, they Coach Prime had them boys ready to go. Next thing I wanted to talk about is the big time players making big time plays. Man, and did they ever? Coach Prime's son, Shador Sanders, man, what a player. You know, one of my friends was a big advocate for me to watch when Coach Prime went to Jackson State. And I was saying it's hard for me to watch Jackson State football. I mean, 1AA football. It's kind of tough. He was like, man, Abe, you got to watch it. Eve, you got to watch it, man. You got to watch it. You got to watch it. So when Coach Prime went to Jackson State tuned in, watched a lot of Shador play. It's clear to me Shador has gotten better. And that's a testament to him. He has gotten better. He worked on his craft. And what I saw from that man today, on Saturday, was phenomenal. He was calm. He made all the right reads. He had all the right throws. His decision-making was flawless. He did a tremendous job. He escaped the pocket when it was time for him to escape the pocket. He moved around. Did he miss some throws? Anybody would. Even Joe Montana, and I'm dating myself, Montana missed some throws. Dan Marino missed some throws. Tom Brady missed some throws. You're going to miss some. However, his play was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And then we go to Travis Hunter. Oh, man. The Travis Hunter had a hell of a game. He played a well of a game, man. That man, Travis Hunter, played one of the best games I done seen out of a player, a two-way player since probably Charles Woodson back in 97. He did a tremendous job, man. He showed why clearly he was the #1 recruit coming out of college last year. Travis Hunter was great. What impressed me out of everything, his conditioning. I keep going to that conditioning. That's a big thing, man. That man played over 150 plays, and he wasn't tired not one bit. That's phenomenal. That is great. He did a hell of a job. He did a hell of a job, man. He was in condition. His football awareness on the interception. He passed. He understood the coverage they were in. He passed. He didn't take the bait. He passed off to he trusted his teammate, and he was ready, and he had the skills and the awareness to make the interceptions. That was the football ability to make the interception. That's phenomenal, man. The way he played receiver. Making plays, going up to get the ball. Catching, not just with his body. He wasn't catching it with his body. He was going up and grabbing it with his hands. Tremendous job by Travis. He displayed great football ability. Great football ability. Great football ability, man. He's a tremendous talent. Tremendous talent. Now, he did drop a crucial pass. He dropped a couple. He had a crucial touchdown that he dropped in the end zone, but that's going to happen. That's going to happen, man. That's going to happen. He's going to drop a few. He's going to drop a few. So that's okay. But one thing you got to understand, he kept pushing forward. He kept going. He kept going. He did a tremendous job. The other players, I will say, Dylan Edwards, man, a young dynamic running back. This is a young man that Coach Prime been working with since he was a little kid. And man, did he play a well of a game. The thing that impressed me more than anything about Dylan Edwards was he fumbled as a young player. He fumbled, but he didn't give up. He didn't go in the tank. He didn't play scared. He kept going. He kept going. He kept going. And he kept making plays. That's a mark of a great player. Where he was able to move on from the past and then keep going, man. Tremendous mindset by Dylan Edwards. He's only going to get better. He's only going to get better. Man, tremendous job by that young man. Man, I'm trying to tell you. Next one, I would say Jimmy Horn and the rest of the receivers, man, they also played a well of a game. They played a hell of a game, man. They played tremendously. Jimmy was great, caught a touchdown. He was awesome too. And man, from the looks of it, man, they're gonna be putting a lot of work out there. They're gonna be putting in a lot of work. Like I said, defensively, they can play better, and they are gonna play better, but they did a tremendous job. They did a tremendous job in the first half, creating first and second half, creating turnovers, which is important. Not allowing TCU to dominate. They gave up a lot of run yards, and that's something that they got to fix. That's something that moving forward, we're going to see whether or not they can fix it. But from what I can see, they doing a hell of a job, man. Now, one of the things everybody got to understand moving forward, recruiting. Man, listen, I've been telling people this, man. If Colorado wins 7 to 8 games this year, Coach Prime, the floodgates for his recruiting class is going to drum up dramatically. Coach Prime, Colorado, is going to be a force in recruiting. See, people got to understand Coach Prime wants to win now. He doesn't have time to wait on kids. He got to go right now. He got to go get it now. So when you decide to make that choice and the rules now permit you to do it, he can work the transfer portal. Now, here's the thing most people not thinking about. See, the kind of kids he'll be able to have access to in the transfer portal is getting ready to be different. It's getting ready to be different. He's going to start getting the higher tier transfer kid. Let me give you what I mean. If you're a kid sitting somewhere at Oregon State, you're a starter, and you're a really, really good player. Play on the offensive line. Let's just say the offensive line. You play at Oregon. Oregon is not in the top echelon of D1 schools. Meaning that they're not Georgia, they're not Alabama, they're not Ohio State, they're not Michigan, they're not Texas, they're not these LSU. They're not as people out there put it, they're not the blue bloods. What's going to happen is you're going to have kids that are at, like I said, Oregon State, West Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, those type of schools. They going to be like, why am I sitting here? I'm gonna go with Coach Prime. What am I doing here? Playing on the offense, defense line. What am I doing here? I can go play with Coach Prime and start right now. What am I doing here? The second level of D1, top D1 schools is what now he's going to be able to attract because they believe. If you're a kid, you at Bama got 5 running backs. He look on the depth chart. He got 5 people in front of him. But he got talent, though. He's going to roll. If you're a receiver, like Jameson Williams that left the Buckeyes and went to Alabama, he look around and say, I see the way Coach Prime, I'm a junior going to my senior year, Shador coming back, Travis and them here. I'm going with Coach Prime and them. I'm not going to sit here third string, second string behind them too when we I might not get no burn. I'm going to roll. I'm going to go there and holler at Coach Prime. Those are the type of kids he's going to now start to attract because he's going to prove that he can get those kids. That he can win, I should say. And then as we move forward, recruiting the high school kids, he's going to be better able to get the type of kids that he needs, the high level 3, 4, 5-star player. He's going to be able to do it. He's going to get them. Because one thing they say about Coach Prime, he got a hell of a talk game. But people didn't believe in him. But as the season goes on and they start seeing everything he's doing, they going to believe. They're going to be like, this is a guy I can work with. I can play for Coach Prime. I can play for him. So I think it's gonna be recruiting is getting ready to change. The more they win, if they get to a bowl game, like I said, 7, 8, don't let it be 9. It's gonna be a hell of a thing because Prime is gonna be all over the media. Coach Prime is gonna be everywhere. Coach Prime gonna be everywhere. He's gonna be on ESPN. He's gonna be on Fox. He's gonna be on Pat McAfee like it was this week. He gonna be everywhere. He gonna be on Meet the Sticks one day. He gonna be on Hit the Sled. Coach Prime gonna be with me soon. It's coming. I'm telling you. He's gonna be here. So the point I'm trying to make is that you got to understand this thing is bigger than what we look at. This thing is getting ready to blow up. This thing is getting ready to blow up, man. It's getting ready to blow up. And Coach Prime gonna lead them. Coach Prime gonna lead them boys, man. They getting ready to do something. They getting ready to do something, man. So, like I said, man, this was a hell of a first game. It's a major win for Coach Prime. I think they on their way. They doing a hell of a job, and man, they coming. All off season he was saying we coming, and before the first game he said we here, and they are there. They here, man, and all them people, man. That's why you never hate. You don't hate. You congratulate. Give people give them out. That's how he running his shop. That don't have nothing to do with you. Leave that man alone. But folks had to go out there and get talking about that man, what he doing, this and this. That ain't none of your business. You work on your team, he doing his team. You know, so I'm happy for him. I'm happy for their team. And man, they on their way, man. They on their way, man. But I truly appreciate y'all, man. Watching my video here on Hit the Sled. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. It's a blessing to be able to do this. It's something that I feel like I like to do. I'm gonna keep pushing. The more I do it, the better we're gonna get, and we're gonna get there. We gonna get there. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Subscribe, follow me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. Man, go find me. Subscribe to the page, man. Hit the Sled. We coming. There's going to be more content coming about the upcoming college football season and the NFL. We going to be talking about the NFL. Professional football. We coming. We coming with it, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate y'all.